From hotspots and hidden gems to lots of local flavor, it's your guide to LA the unscripted way from the magical woods of Topanga Canyon. Hello everyone and welcome to LA Unscripted. I'm Dana Devin and this is Wheel Gear's Theatricum Botanicum, a family-run open-air theater that's been rethinking Shakespeare since the 70s. Olivia in LA shows us why the play's the thing.
Welcome to Wheel Gear's Theatricum Botanicum.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Live Shakespeare under the canopy of the Topanga trees. There's nothing better.
Having theater, I think, is so important because it puts people together. They can have conversations that they wouldn't have had if they're at home on a Zoom. They can relate to people. It's just to be outdoors and to work outdoors with nature. I call it nature and art together, is extraordinary. Well, to me, it's an oasis. It's a beautiful place for families and for people to come to not only see theater of the past and even of the present now we're doing, but also for your kids to come and be in a camp, to have classes. Passing on what we know as a theatrical family is very, very important to us.
Take it slow, please don't blow where we live.
My father was ostracized because of his political beliefs. And his beliefs have always, he was always an activist, and he cared about unions, he cared about people, he cared about women being equal, he cared about all the things that we care about now. He was ostracized from society, and my mother was smart enough to find this place. And so we came out here, and I was knee-high to a grasshopper, we were small, and it became a creative place for all the artists. 50 years. That's a long time for any organization to even exist. But we have, and we've now created quite an extraordinary organization that is run by some wonderful people.
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap and munched and munched and munched.
What type of plays can people see when they come this season?
Well, of course, we always we have a play that we do all the time, which is A Midsummer Night's Dream, because it's the best play to introduce young people to the language of Shakespeare, because it's magical and fun. The second play we're going to be doing is Macbeth. Oh. Macbeth. You're not supposed to say it, but and then this next one I've been working on for about 2 years. I've taken The War of the Roses in England, and that includes Shakespeare's Henry I, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, along with Richard III, put them together from the woman's point of view. Because very often when you do these plays, they cut out the women because, you know. So I'm doing it from the women's point of view.
That is gorgeous.
Theater which creates community, it creates education, it creates health for the next generation.
Thank you, Olivia. And now Jasmine Simpkins has also uncovered some very important actors, but these happen to be senior citizens who are crushing it on TikTok.
You call her Stephanie? I call her Heffany.
All right, we're gonna be filming this TikTok. So this will be Rose. Call them in when it starts, they'll come, and then you just start walking. And then you guys just try to be super intimidating, you know? Like you're looking at it like you're going like this.
Okay.
I've been creating sketches since I was like a kid, and I've always wanted to do that, but I've never had like any professional experience.
I went to film school, I have a film background, so I've been writing for years.
3, 2, 1.
Retirement House is a modern take on popular content houses that have blown up on social media with our own little twist. So instead of young, hot influencers living in a house together,
She said she my eye, but I don't know her. Had to look her up.
we took our own route and hired a bunch of senior citizen actors to take the place of them.
Bubby, get closer in. It started with a dream of wanting to create content that reaches millions of people. Bubby, give them like this, just like while you're walking.
And we kind of looked at it as our own TV network. Most people don't go hire actors for a TikTok account, but that's what we did.
You could be in the back just like with
the cane?
With this like.
We put out a casting call, had about 400 auditions that we looked at virtually, and then we auditioned about 30 of them or so in person and just kept narrowing it down.
I'm Galen Baker, and I created the character of Mabel.
My name is Chuck Lacey, and I'm Eugene.
Hi, I'm Retha, and I play Rose.
I'm Monterey Morrissey, and I play Larry.
My name is Patty Eulish, and I play Bubby.
My name is Jerry Boyd, and I play Curtis.
We posted the video, went to sleep with about 500 views, woke up with millions of views and 250,000 followers overnight.
It was like the gritty dance. That's on TikTok, the gritty, which they became famous for.
We never do a rehearsal. We film every Thursday. We have for a little over a year now. Sometimes we'll send them a script in advance, but for the most part, we kind of just show up and have a field day together.
We're getting scripts done like the day before or like the morning of and just showing up, and then we're figuring it out while we're here.
I remember when I lost my mom.
Oh, I love this song. Something so special about
You had the in it.
But I know the song. Okay.
I started dancing when I was about 3 years old. I hit a stage, the spotlight hit me. I saw an audience, and I said, this is what I'm going to do my whole life. But this is the first really big hit that I've ever had. Isn't that funny?
I've always wanted to do a series regular on a sitcom, but no, TikTok is it.
I knew about TikTok because I decided if I wanted to talk to my grandchildren, I was going to have to learn how they communicate.
This really is a family. I mean, we've grown to be such a family on and off camera and just have a wonderful time together.
You have to grow older, but definitely do not start acting older.
I'd say this has absolutely changed the way that we view senior citizens. These are people in their 70s and 80s, actors that are still following their dreams, still pursuing their passions, so we get a lot of inspiration from them.
When I hear about being in your 70s, I'm like, oh, that's still young. Like, I'm seeing them and just seeing like Mabel is dancing on a table at 85. It's very inspiring.
Hey, I want to join. Get out of the way. Oh, okay.
If me and my gang pull up, boy, you better get to running, we on your ass.
Oh my God, I love all of them, and I feel so much better about aging already. All right, Olivia is back to prove you can teach a not-so-old girl some new tricks.
Apparently, Sean at the Music Lyceum says that I can learn the piano in 30 minutes or less. Let's see if that's true.
We all have talent, artistry, and creativity within us. For many people, it's currently lying dormant. The Music Lyceum is a music school that's based on a non-traditional system. So I think this is a beautiful way to awaken that talent. I've invented a notation system for the piano that uses only colors, letters, and numbers. Pinkies are always 5. Thumbs are always number 1, which allows me to take any song in any style, any level of difficulty, and translate it into this new system. And what makes it so easy and unique is it only takes 1 minute to learn how to read music using Music Lyceum's method. Back in the days of Socrates and Plato, they would teach at what they described as the Lyceum, and the students came to not only hear masterful teachings, but to hear concerts as well.
My name is William, and I'm here. I take lessons at the Lyceum on the piano. I will tell you this directly as a story. In the first half hour, when that was done, I was able to play Beethoven's Ode to Joy. It makes me feel I am being my best self. There's a pleasure that comes from music generally and singing particularly that outshines every other thing in my life.
Katie is extremely bright, but needs assistance in so many areas. Physically, emotionally, and this has just opened the door where she is 100% independent. so much so that she's motivated and she'll go and play for fun, let alone to practice. And we listen to music and she'll listen to a song and say, ooh, I'd like to learn how to play that.
It's fun and I like playing the piano. I get to pick a lot of my own music.
All right, Sean, the time has come for you to show me how to play a song. Can we do this?
Now, although there are 52 white keys on the piano, there's only 7 different notes, right? So if this is D, are you familiar with the alphabet?
Yes.
Excellent. So we're gonna go D, E, F, G is the end of the musical alphabet.
So tell me the kind of different way that you teach your students.
Well, the difference is the notation that we're going to use. So right away, we're going to use the piano tablature for the song Moonlight Sonata, Beethoven.
No, Beethoven, no big deal. Okay.
Well, what I've done is I've taken the piano keyboard and I've divided it into color-coded octaves. Just sit in front of the piano and take out that song that you've chosen to learn because you love that song. It becomes a bit of a meditation and a way to keep the mind healthy and quiet.
Coming up, food, glorious food. Yeah, you knew I could sing. We've got a couple new spots where you'll want to go off script next when LA Unscripted continues. Welcome back to LA Unscripted from Will Geer's Theatricum Botanicum. I'm Dana Devin, and this place is perfect to bring a picnic and check out a show. The name is actually Latin for Theater of the Garden. Now, let's go find a sandwich to eat in this garden.
A lot is changing in West Adams, but one thing that remains the same is Johnny's famous pastrami sandwich.
We officially reopened on June 9th, 2020. Including us, I think all told, it's been about 55 to 60 years that Johnny's has been serving, the community.
2 groups in our patronship. And there is the old timers, the old frequenters that know Johnny's from the early 60s. And then we get the new crowd that is getting more familiarized with the area, West Adams, and they are joining Johnny's for a good sandwich and some music. And we still have the classic items, of course. The French dip is our ticket item, and everybody who is an old-timer says, I want the pastrami, the French dip, and they want that. And then we have other items that our owner, Chef Daniel Emile, he's incorporated to the menu. Our Johnny Burger, which is a traditional cheeseburger, but then you add a little bit of pastrami and a few other things that go into it. We also have the crispy chicken sandwich. It has a great seasoning and it comes with this great spicy, creamy sauce.
And then the famous pickles.
Yes, the pickles are a must-have. I mean, most people do get them with their sandwiches. Now we added the bar, which has become another addition, of course. Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, we have DJs. And we also have this great area for people to just get a drink. And if they want to just hang out outside in the fire pit, they can do that too.
I really believe in what he's done here and what the partners are trying to achieve at West Adams.
I'm officially starving, as usual. All right, we'll be right back with a little dessert to round out the pastrami and a brand new Dana Dare. Welcome back to LA Unscripted, everyone. I'm Dana Devin from Topanga Canyon and Will Geer's Theatricum Botanicum. Now, I may not be able to perform Shakespeare, but I can drink, and that means I can tackle this brand new Dana Dare.
Tasting whiskey is different than drinking whiskey, and we all drink socially, but there's a mindful component to tasting. This is Bobby from Blind Barrels. We're massive fans of KTLA's Unscripted. Dana, we dare you to go on a whiskey journey with us and a blind whiskey tasting experience with Blind Barrels.
You guys know I like a good cocktail every once in a while. And my favorite part about this show is going to some of the coolest bars and restaurants in LA. But this time, we brought the bar to LA Unscripted.
These aren't things that you can get at Total Wine or Bevmo or any local liquor store. These are all small American craft whiskey distillers. There's 3,000 in the country. These are small town farmers that are mashing, milling, distilling everything that they make with love.
This is our Blind Barrels quarterly shipment.
And this is what comes to your house.
So if someone goes to blindbarrels.com and they sign up for a quarterly or an annual, on the 15th of March, June, September, and December, you're gonna get a box of 4 samples that are from different distilleries. Every lineup is different. We don't repeat different brands and different distillers.
But what we've got is 4 samples that we'll be tasting through here with LA Unscripted.
Got it.
So A, B, C, and D.
We're gonna smell it?
So then, yeah, we're gonna smell it.
I love that they have this kind of guide to where it's got all these different cues. And so like, as you look, you can kind of see like, okay, does it have like a woody scent to it? Does it have like a tobacco scent to it? Which I do kind of feel like it does. That's unlike anything I've ever tasted before.
If you like one of these samples and you want to get a full bottle, you can get it for the same price as if you were at the distillery.
So what we have here is the Cole Keegan American Single Malt Whiskey.
Okay.
This comes out of Santa Fe, New Mexico, Santa Fe Spirits.
And the thing I love about this is because it's a small distillery, unless people in LA or in California tried this, they wouldn't know about this distillery.
What we've got is a bourbon from Black Button Distillery out of Rochester, New York. So this is from MGP Bourbon, or MGP Distillery in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. So we purchased this cask from Mammoth Distillery. They are out of Michigan.
This might be one of my favorites.
Oh, I'm so glad.
This is the perfect gift for a whiskey lover. I don't think you need to be an expert. You could be a novice.
I see here your QR code.
So when you are tasting the whiskey, and then when you're ready to reveal, you scan this QR code, and it'll take you to our website. And there's envelopes that will give you all the information about the whiskey. And you can also buy the bottles if you're a subscriber.
We actually set up a special code, Unscripted, and this is the first time we've actually offered this. If you sign up for a quarterly or an annual, we will send you a free box, which in and of itself is a tremendous value. We've never offered that.
Cheers, you guys. Cheers to Blind Barrels, and it's at blindbarrels.com. And make sure you use Unscripted as your code. Cheers! Yay! And now Olivia's back to end this show on a sweet note. Can you say champagne truffles?
Nowhere in LA can you get this little guy right here, the Dom Perignon Champagne Truffle.
We're known specifically for our champagne truffles. Only truffle in the world made with Dom Perignon. And the reason it's called a truffle is, and I'm sure you'll see it, it's actually shaped almost like a mushroom. That's where the term truffle came from. But a truffle is going to be a chocolate with a ganache inside. Teuscher is a 90-year-old Swiss chocolate company with 15 stores in the world. Teuscher has been in Beverly Hills for 40 years now. My wife and I took it over 4 years ago. It was really my wife's doing. My wife, when she found out that Teuscher, after 36 years, was closing, was so sad. She was despondent. And she looked over at me and she said, "Sweetie, this is a terrible day." I said, "I know, it's awful." And she said, "You love me, don't you?" I said, "I do." She said, "Will you buy me a chocolate shop?" So I bought her a chocolate shop. And then she married me. So it's a love story. We're actually a Swiss company. Everything is made in Zurich, flown over fresh every week, using ingredients. The milk comes from just Swiss dairy cows. Happy cows that spend their days eating grass and looking at waterfalls through rainbows. I mean, they're just happy and they produce beautiful milk. When you step into here, you're kind of transported maybe to the middle of Switzerland.
All right, so Tara, there's not just chocolate here. There are so many fun little trinkets that you can buy that I noticed. So let's kind of walk me through what's with all of these like cute little animals.
So all those cute little animals are chocolate boxes.
What?
So yes, so for instance, the little alligator there, he holds one truffle inside. And we don't fill them until you purchase them, and then you get to choose what we put inside. And those are all handmade in our factory in Zurich. Mr. Teuscher has had the same in-house artist since 1961 designing these. And so they're very, that's why they kind of have that mid-century look to them. And they've always had this continuity of design, and they're very collectible.
Okay, Olivia, here it is. It's the first day of the rest of your life.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Am I hired?
Oh my God, you're so hired. Look at that! I want you first to take a sip of the sipping chocolate. You're gonna cleanse the palate.
Okay.
Almost like an amuse-bouche. You're gonna get ready, okay?
So good.
So good.
Okay.
So now, you're gonna take my champagne truffle pearl.
Okay.
You're gonna pop it in. As soon as you bite into that shell, right, you're gonna start to taste the ganache. You're gonna sip the chocolate, that's gonna melt the ganache. It's like a chocolate bomb.
What? And do we bite half or do we just go for the full?
I think you're going for it.
Okay, ready? Here we go.
First sip, first sip.
Sip, sip, sip.
Sip, sip, sip.
Oh my God.
We call that the knee buckler. I feel like outside of Disneyland is the happiest place on earth. Nobody comes in sad to be eating chocolate, so we kind of provide that service. They say that the same endorphins that are released when you eat chocolate are matched by what happens when you're in love. And I feel like that's the case with Teuscher chocolate. It's just pure love.
And that is all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much to Wheel Gears Theatricum Botanicum for this beautiful location. We'll see you next time. Good night, everyone. Mwah.